Oh, we are. Hey, everybody. Somebody hit it.
RCGroups.com. Yeah. That was a great intro. I enjoyed that.
Next time, banjo? Maybe, I have played the banjo. I don't know if I can currently play the banjo.
That's the one instrument that I want to learn how to play is the banjo. I can play guitar all day long. So.
Well, I've got one here. I'll sell you. I obviously am not going to. Right there.
Yeah, so. I see that one. I want it.
Hey everyone, it's Jim T. Graham, and you're live with RC Groups Live Broadcast Hangout. This is where Team RC Groups gathers together. We talk about all the things that is happening in the world of RC, has happened to us personally, or might happen to you or any one of us in the future of RC, i.e. Things you could fly, drones you could crash, and, et cetera and so forth. Jason Cole, what's happening?
Hey, man. How's it going?
ASU.
Appalachian State University.
Hey, Jason, I got to tell you something.
Lay it on me, brother.
Matt Gunn and I were working on a special project for you. For your birthday.
What you got?
Well, I can tell you that it's being created right now and is shipping to your house.
Oh man. Well, that's exciting, guys.
So Matt, I would tell him not to open it till his birthday, but you know what? I don't care. It's his birthday. It's not mine. So when the box gets there, I think you should just open it and then we could discuss in the future.
Well, maybe I'll wait till the Thursday after and do it on the show.
That's like a month away.
Is that appropriate?
It's a long time.
Yeah, I can't wait that long.
The thing is that you have to use this item.
Well, we have a show every Thursday.
Well, the next Thursday, maybe you can open it.
That's what I'm saying. When I get it, the next Thursday.
Oh, this next Thursday. Okay, yes.
I can do it on the show.
Well, it's headed your way. It doesn't say who it's from or anything, but I think you'll know when you open it.
I'll probably figure it out.
Because
it does require 4D batteries.
Oh. Is this no, I'm not gonna
No, we're not like that.
All right.
Well, I could use, I could use that. Is that a dobro?
This is actually, it's a mandolin, but it has 6 strings like a guitar. So I play it like a guitar.
I could do the entire podcast just listening to you do that.
Well,
it's very nice background music to talk to.
I think we should have a Will It RC section of the podcast where Jim T. Graham plays, and then we see if we can RC stuff from it.
RC stuff from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you...
Like we need to hook servos up and then see if we can coordinate it to the guitar strings and play the guitar from a radio controlled transmitter.
Will It RC. Okay, I got you.
I thought somebody's name was Willis.
Yeah, Will It.
There is a Willis something.
Today
I think he's a drum
Will It RC Hobbies in Bodunk.
So Jason Cole and I went to the field this week. Matt Gunn, I know. Matt, did the weather get you today, or did you get to take the tour?
Yeah, I couldn't do anything. It was overcast, and it started picking up wind. As sad as it seems, we're hitting fall here.
Oh, God.
Getting close to it. So,
yeah, buddy.
Is your wife home? Because maybe well, you should get her down here and talk to her about moving.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Well, why don't you break the torrent out so we can just look at it?
Take a peeky.
Where is little torrent? Let me grab it real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and show off my custom wingback job that, I'm not super proud of it. But
hey, I saw this in person, and I could not figure out what part was homemade. It looks like the real thing to me.
Well, so I was like, this is my Go Mini. It's a 1 meter DLG, and I have wing bags for all my 1.5 meters, and they're all professional sewn and really nice quality. But there's nothing this size that's out there. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to make something to protect my stuff. So I took an old windshield sun visor thing that blocks the sun, and I started cutting and taping and did a little Velcro and made some custom wing bags and tail bags for my plane. So it's the RC way, man. You just got to make stuff work when you
see that, Matt? Show Matt. So this is totally handmade.
Wait a minute. What? That?
I took a RC, yeah, not an RC. I took a visor, you know, that you put in your windshield in your car.
Oh, you made the sleeves. I thought
Yeah,
you said
I made the wing and tail bag protective covers.
Those are nice. Yeah, I've seen that before, and those definitely allow you to keep it safe on the cheap, right?
Yeah, it all Velcros on, and you just slide them off and keep it nice and safe while you travel.
Man, you went to town on that.
Yeah, man, it keeps that harsh sun off those sweet wings.
Sweet
Fun
wings.
stuff.
Okay, here's my here's a little torrent.
Hey, torrent.
Hey, little torrent.
Does Lil Pete fly the little torrent?
I don't think Little Pete has torrent skills.
If one of us gets a new animal, we should name it Little Pete.
No, can't do that. I thought I'm Little Pete'd out.
Little Pete.
Anyway,
Little Pete. It's a
That's
friend
blasphemy.
request on Facebook.
that is not blasphemy. So
I can't believe you just said that.
what? I'm Little Pete'd out.
Yeah.
You better apologize to Little Pete.
I
got Little Pete
apologize to
burnt
no man. Here's the Torrent 110. Nice little quad, nice and powerful. It does have a little monopole on the top there. So I've been struggling, Jason. Maybe you can.
Okay. Lay it on me. What do you got?
Would you run a CP antenna or a linear antenna on your receiver if this little guy has a linear on it? That's a linear, obviously, right?
It's a linear. Well,
That
you
is
can run a CP.
You can.
Receiver.
Yeah, but
with
you lose the distance overall, right?
yeah, but you're not flying that far with. You're flying indoors with this mostly, right? Or are you taking it outdoors?
No, this is a 110, man. It's perfectly suited for outdoors.
Yeah.
Although you're right, in wind and stuff like that, it's going to suffer. But outdoor in general, even in a breeze, man, it'll push right through. It's got plenty of power.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's not like you need to go very far. I mean, you're talking backyards, and you're not.
but
I mean,
technically, you would
the
get
size of
the best,
250 course.
technically you would get the best range if I put another linear on the.
Yeah, but I just run what you normally use, and you probably fine. I don't see you doing long range flights with that. But.
No, I don't. I mean, but when I shoot the video, I'm going to take it up to the ball diamond, and it's like a 3-ball diamond complex.
Yeah, cool.
Plenty of room to explore. I mean, the tree line is like out there, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, I'm going to let my pilot Matt Nowakowski fly the heck out of it, and he's going to push it around. So want to get the best signal on it.
You're not talking about changing it before the review, right?
Not changing this.
Receiver antenna.
About on the receiver.
Right.
You know, that one might be a cool secondary article, Matt, you probably have 2 ways to record 2 receivers, right?
Absolutely. So I could do this.
You have to get the same exact receiver, so because everything being equal with one with a CP antenna and one with a linear recording at the same time from the same location, and just see what the difference is.
I'd be interested to use my X square air patch, crosshair, versus a linear versus a CP mad mushroom. Those 3, which one actually performs better?
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
But we'd have to have 3 of the same receivers running those at the same exact time, so you get the same environmental conditions and all that.
Yeah, wow,
yeah, that'd be a cool test. I'd like to see the results of that.
Well, I've got a couple of Immersion RC Unos, so maybe I could do that.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, this little blade is so efficient. It runs on a single 1S200. Just kidding.
Yeah, I was thinking, well.
2S 800 is or a 4S 3S 450.
Okay,
that's what our experts run on that battery.
Yeah, 2S 800.
We were talking about that. Yeah, so a 2S 800 or a 3S 450, and that's all you really need. She's a good flyer. Some people were reporting issues with stability. I don't see it. It flies amazing and hovers. It's just an overgrown tiny whoop with a lot more power. So I'm digging it.
Are you excited to own it? Is it awesome?
Yeah, I do like this. And I like the color of it too. I don't know why. I like the look of this little guy here. So.
Yeah, it's a step up from the Inductrix.
I mean, look at those. Look at the motors on it, man. It's actually got tiny little outrunners. So 1104, 7600 kV. And I did find out that if you bang it into something, it does actually scratch the inside of the props touch.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You see that there? Just a couple little scrapes. Not bad. But that's
Yeah,
all
it'll
I
be
got
interesting
now.
to see how durable it holds up to real bashing around compared to the Inductrix. Which holds
We
up
should
really
get that
well.
Pitts pilot on there and really see what you got.
I have a feeling that one hard hit and these plastic rings right here
Yeah.
deform enough that it might be in my best interest to remove them, because there is not a lot of clearance.
Yeah.
Clarence, maybe some carbon fiber rings.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I wonder if they made those carbon fiber rings. Would be pretty cool. That'd be a very tough piece of carbon fiber to mill.
3D print your own with nylon carbon infused material.
Oh yeah. You're not even kidding.
And I'm excited, y'all. I've got a 3D printer coming from GearBest.
All right, let's take it off of me. Stop.
So I'm pumped about getting into this. It's like a whole nother hobby. I was talking with Matt earlier this morning about different materials and things. I'm excited to dive in, start printing some fun stuff myself.
It gets to the point that you're on. Have you been on Thingiverse yet?
I have, yeah. I've been looking around.
Thingiverse is the site for the free stuff.
Yeah.
I get so much stuff off of there, like that mount that I printed you for your little race wing. That stuff you can make in an hour or two. The reality check is that it takes a long time to print the items. So I printed a phone holder for my Toyota Tacoma, and man, it took all of 8 hours to do. So you can't expect to create items and sell them and make a profit like versus your time you're investing just for the time it takes to print them. Otherwise, they rock, man. And I prefer ABS over PLA.
Yeah, I've got to learn all of those differences and figure it out. So they're asking which one on the chat there, and it's the Anycubic i3 Mega. I'll pop a link into the chat here in a second for you guys. But so it's about a $400 and something unit, but it's not a kit. It basically arrives in 2 pieces, and it's like 8 bolts to put it together. And it's got a heated bed. It's got a lot of great features from the limited amount of knowledge that I have about it that seem like it's
got a heated bed,
fairly
so
nice.
you can run the ABS. It looks like it's going to be a nice unit.
Yeah, it'll actually. Did you know this was a thing? So it has the list of supported material. It's ABS.
Wait a minute. They're sending you. Sorry. Was that an option? Did she? I don't think she listed that as an option. Did you say you
that
wanted?
was the one that was in the link, and that's the one we linked to and said this one.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was not aware.
Something. Where'd you put that link?
Yeah, the first link wasn't it, but it was the second link.
Oh, there it is.
Was this one?
I thought the second one was for $150 printer. So that's
this is the one he picked out of the 2. They gave him 2 options.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Yeah. So, but here's what, and I had no idea. Like I heard about this carbon infused nylon stuff, but it has wood.
They do. Yeah.
Material. What? I mean, explain that one to me. How do you print wood?
It's just like a sawdust inside of it. I mean, it looks like wood, but it's not really wood. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not printing a tree. Like you're just, it's all sorcery if you think about it that way.
Jay, are we looking at the Anycubic 13 Mega?
i3 Mega, yeah.
It says discontinued.
Well, there's different. I think there's. Yeah. It's.
Oh yeah, there's a different one. Yes. 374.
Link in there.
Well, it does look awesome. That's what I have had a few of these come across my table, and I don't want something I have to like spend 20 hours building and 28 more hours to print a block correctly.
Oh, our stream is dead, y'all.
What?
We're no longer streaming right now. It's just it's on a spinning thing.
I see that. Oh, there we are. We're back and rocking.
And we're back.
All right, good.
Sorry everybody. You didn't miss anything.
Well, I use a Rostock Max V2 by See Me CNC, and it's a monster. Sitting in the corner of my room, this thing is all of 3.5 feet tall. It's just a massive Delta arm printer, and I'll put the link to it in the feed here. But that's my rig right there. That's the one I use. That's the V3. The V2 has a couple small differences, but I like it a lot, and I have not adjusted it in like 2 years. I've been printing everything, and I don't touch it. I just leave it there, and I haven't had to make any adjustments. So
Wow.
that is a good printer if you think about longevity.
And just so everybody knows, I'm going to be reviewing that unit for RC Groups, but it's going to be from the perspective of a newbie because I don't have experience with them. I just know it's cool. I've needed stuff, and I've had Matt print me things before. But it's something I was always sort of interested in, but never really thought, I should own one of these yet. But now it seems like the time. So I'm going to be doing it from what's it like for the first time experience, and because there's plenty of reviews and things or people that know what they're doing. But so if somebody else is curious about getting into 3D printing, I'm going to kind of be talking about that experience of it and what they can expect too. So it should be fun.
So what program do you use for your slicer and all sort of stuff like that?
That's what? I think it comes with software on an SD card that I'll so I'll try that first, I guess.
Cool. So, did you guys see the new DJI announcement?
Oh, we did.
I saw it while I was in the other office, and then you brought it up. So you've already done a story, right, Matt?
I did.
Is there anything on the Mavic that's really different besides the props and the name? What else is different? I didn't really.
I shall tell you.
Why don't you show us? Share screen.
I'm glad you asked. Here we go. I'm going to put it on here. Let's share some screenage for you guys.
Come on down there.
Simmer down now.
Come on down there.
All right. Nice. All right. Do you have my screen? Gentlemen, am I up?
You are. It's not presenting.
Now you're presented.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So, simmer down now, Joe.
Well, that was an intro for the
IFA trade show in Berlin, Germany is they're having DJI there, and on their very first day, they announced 2 new rigs and some new software to go along with it. I can't even think when you're playing right now.
Oh, I thought you liked it.
I do, not when I'm talking and trying to describe stuff.
This concludes our musical interlude.
Now you can pick it back up in a second. I'm sitting there listening to you. I'm like, that's a C chord. Oh, there's an A.
Wow.
Okay, so we got the Mavic Pro Platinum and the Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian. So we are going after some precious metals and stone here, as in our naming conventions. There's a couple things that have happened with the Mavic Pro Platinum. Number one, they've changed the color to a lighter platinum color, if you will.
Nice.
They've changed to these very unique swept edge looking propellers that look like the edges of a Black Hawk helicopter.
There's only one word I want to hear: cheaper.
Cheaper. It is not cheaper. It's more expensive by $100. And Jason, they have new ESCs in them.
Oh, cool.
So they have these FOC sinusoidal driver ESCs.
Okay.
And whatever that means is that you get a 60%, or excuse me, what is it? 30%, no, 60% reduction in sound.
That's from the props.
And I think you get,
which you can put on the original Mavic. So I'm on the list to get notified. So I'm going to buy those props when they're available.
I think I will buy them as well because they cannot be too much money. And then you get I'm going to slide over here to DJI's page, and I'm going to tell you exactly what the little Mavic Platinum does. 30-minute flight time, 4 decibels of reduction. So that's 60% drop in noise, and everything. Look at that nice, clean sine wave versus the noisy old school Mavic Pro and its archaic design. And then you have this. That's my, that's my beautiful sine wave.
Is that what it sounds like if it was a sound wave?
That's exactly what it sounds like. So anyway,
you slow it down.
Yes. So there we go. That's the Mavic Pro Platinum.
So no camera. Was there any camera updates?
Nah, unfortunately,
Somebody
nothing gets.
Saying, I briefly
I'm gonna tell
said
you.
something
I'll tell you.
about,
Yes, I can tell you about what is.
Did they
in
fix
that
the
ballpark.
1080p 60?
No, I don't think they did.
That's what they said. I thought. But
The only thing I saw camera related was on the Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian, where they updated the coating of the gimbal to some, and they changed it to magnesium.
Magnesium case, yeah, made it more durable.
Made it more durable. They coated it with, I don't know, Gorilla Snot or something, and man, it's slick. So you got the Phantom 4 Pro Obsidian, which doesn't get smudge marks on it anymore. Didn't know that was a problem with Phantoms, but apparently they have solved the smudge mark problem. And the Spark gets 2 new software modes for flight. You get sphere mode and paper plane mode. The sphere mode is 360-degree panoramas or 180-degree panoramas, however you want to do.
Paper plane concept.
Paper plane mode is you take the Spark and you literally throw it like a paper airplane forward, and it takes off flying and flies a predetermined, like a paper airplane, and then flies back to you and stops in front of you for you to grab it again.
Okay.
And then it records all that stuff.
That's
so
awesome. How much
talk about interesting. What is it, like $600, Jason, for the Spark? How much is the Spark?
It's I mean, it depends on if you get the combo with the transmitter or not. But yeah, it's like $500.
Combo breaker. Yeah.
Now, is the airplane mode? Is it the props on and running when you throw it, or do you throw it?
Yeah, I would say that the props are probably rocking.
Right. This stuff just sounds dangerous.
I want to see a video. Where's the video?
I don't know if they have any videos.
Oh, sure they do.
They haven't even showed this yet. On DJI's page, they've just alluded to it. So if I head back over here into DJI drone land and head down to the Spark, look at these guys. Hey, everybody.
Life looks so much fun when you own one of these.
Oh my God, stop where you are right there, Spark. Anyway.
Look, he's saying loser.
So I don't see it. There's literally nothing yet about this new
that's
mode.
a nice one. I might own that.
What, the Spark?
No, the red and black version.
The red and, oh, I see where you're looking. Yeah, there you go. Down there. So that's it. Nothing. Some guy basically said, kind of lackluster. I was reading on DJI's forum. A few people were not too impressed with these offerings, but you got to update. And I guess
how far can you go? Right.
I don't know, until you change the overall look of the aircraft.
Yeah, it's like
we've seen happen with the Inspire and Phantoms.
It's almost like a car release, you know. Every few years, there's a few extra upgrades.
Yeah, you get better tail lights and a different, I don't know, blinker fluid filler control valve. And
did you see that they're selling blinker fluid now?
Yeah, they really do.
I saw it. It said it was good for 6,000 blinks.
Wow. They have muffler oil changes too, so those are good. Stereo bearing replacement kits.
Man, I feel so lost.
I have 20
These must be jokes that I've just gone over my head.
20 feet of umbilical cord back here in the shop.
So there you go, guys. That was the DJI big hit update. Take it how you want. I think the platinum version of the Mavic is awesome because I do like that 30-minute flight time, and coming from the Inspire 1 where I get 13 minutes of flight time with that gimbal on it with the X5. After about 20 minutes of flight, even now with the Mavic Pro, I'm like, God, I can't believe this thing's still going.
I know. I've never been like with flying my Mavic, like, oh, I wish I had more flight time. It just flies forever.
And now you've got more flight time and you're now more stealthy. So you can fly over all of these places that people are like, oh my God, a drone, they're spying on my daughter, which is totally never happening. So
my 80-year-old mother is 82. I don't know how old she is. Don't quote me on that. She get pretty mad. But she said she was out on her balcony and a drone kept going over and she goes, I don't know if they could see anything. And I'm like, woman, you're 82 years old. Ain't nobody in a drone trying to see what you're doing.
Well, speaking of drones, check this out, y'all.
What do you got?
Is it backwards or is it reading correctly?
No, it's correct, but let me share screen because it keeps getting on my ugly mug. Let's
check out that.
Awesome.
Gold Seal, UAVgroundschool.com. Who hosts that?
So this is for another article that I'm working on. Cliff over at the UAV Ground School, Gold Seal, sent me their Part 107 kind of preparation course. It's a $200 online course.
Yes, sir.
And I've been going through it, and I have passed the final exam there, and I actually have my real FAA test scheduled for tomorrow.
So tell me the day you started taking this prep course till the day you finished, how long has it been?
I can take a look. So I've got the little thing called My Status right here. Should I share my screen and show you guys what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me do that.
Hopefully it doesn't have your social security number on it.
Oh, I think we're okay there. Application window, and there. Okay, can you see what I see?
Yes, sir.
All right, so it looks like I first started on the 18th of August, and I started going through, and they have all of these courses. Let me back up here. It's like 4 sections, and so you go to section 1. There's 7 modules, and we'll skip the first one because it's just an introduction, but you can click on one, and then it has some resources, which is a lot of the free information that's available online that, it's just a ton of stuff. But if you need to go through and look at these PDFs, you can do that. But if you go to the lesson, they have these videos, and it presents everything in a real concise, clear way.
That photo was begging for it. Go back to that photo. I'm Russ Steele. Do you want to fly an airplane? I can teach you. Matt Gunn, you got anything for us? Matt's muted.
All right. Muted. I was muted and stuck. I was no idea. I was going, I'm Russ Steele. Check your blood sugar. Check it often.
I got the diabetes.
Beat us.
If you got diabetes, you can't fly no airplane like this.
All right, guys. I'm Russ Steele. I want you to know that this airplane behind you can be yours for $19,999.95.
I also race stock cars.
So anyway, without going into too much here,
Russ is going to come knock on our doors.
I do have practice tests on the way.
Hold on. You know what he'll say, Mecca? He'll say, I'm Russ Steele. Go ahead. Sorry.
So once you take a lesson, there's a lot of practice quizzes, and in the quiz, they have flashcards. So you can go through it and get, you can have the question, and then you can see the answer, go to the next card. So this is like a really great way to
That's how
learn.
I studied.
And then you can actually take the quiz, and then in the quiz itself, this one's really easy. Which load factor imposed on aircraft during a 45-degree main turn? You just look over here. It's 1.414. So you can click it, but if you click the wrong one, I'll just click the wrong one here. It'll pop up, and it explains and shows you what the right answer would be.
Why is that in a UAV?
Yeah, I don't know why this is there.
This is
Not
how they
important
should teach school
at all. So let me just go back to my progress here so I can show you what I did and how I progressed and my status. Okay. Is this the one I want to look at, or is it practice quizzes? Yeah, so this will work. So these are all the lessons. You can see your status. You can see the scores you made on the practice quizzes each time you took it. So I made like a 74, 74, and then 90.
Oh, you better work on your sectional charts. You got an 82.
I know. So you go down here. Then they have the practice finals, and these are basically, it's a 50-question practice test.
60, 80,
so I started
80,
with a 64.
90. Killing it, man.
Yeah, so now I'm crushing it. And then I took the final exam, and you have to complete this one and score, I think maybe they require an 80% on this one in order to get that certificate that I just got. So that says that you completed it, you're ready to go. So you can take that as much as you want. You can take the practice finals as much as you want. This is actually a lifetime course. And one of the questions is how many how many months do you have to retake this exam? And it's 24. So every 2 years you have to retake this knowledge test.
No way. They're making you retake the knowledge test?
Every 2 years. Yeah, you got to retake it.
Son of a gun.
So you keep this online course handy. They continually update it, and it's available to you for the rest of your life. And you can brush up when you need to every 2 years and go pass the test with flying colors.
That means I'll be taking mine again next year.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what about this is the question I ask over. What about night flying? Does he have a course for that, or is that
that's actually in one of the sections. Maybe it's 3. Night flight operations, waiver for night flight. They have all that stuff. So, and what I did here, you see these little green circles that aren't filled in. You can go, and as you're studying and doing the lessons, if you think like you can make notes here, which is cool. But you can say needs lots of review, needs some review, or complete. And that kind of just is an indicator for you if you want to go back and study, more of those lessons. So So, but it's really awesome. They've got 100% success rate.
Wow.
And they do have a guarantee that if you don't pass your test and you follow the things that they want you to follow through this, they'll pay for that test. It's $150 to go take it. So I'm taking mine tomorrow. So hopefully next week I can come back and tell you guys, hey, look, I'm a Part 107.
I think you will. You'll make it.
And let's, while you're on the screen there, why don't we share with them where they could go find this themselves and become
so
legal.
it's the website's uavgroundschool.com.
And this is Cliff Whitney.
URL.
Yeah, this is Cliff's other business from Atlanta Hobby.
Kudos, Cliff.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's really well done, and it sure beats me trying to just look through all of the pilot handbook stuff online and just hundreds of pages.
Yeah.
So
I'd say $200 is worth it based on the amount
totally.
of time that you've put into this, and now you're ready. That is definitely money well spent if that's your goal.
Yeah. So
I'm excited. $350 to get your license. If that's the from zero to license in hand, $350. Not bad.
Yeah.
Max Life headlamp blinker fluid. That is absolutely gorgeous.
It shields against heats, shorts, leaks, and oxidation.
Oh my God, is that like dielectric grease?
No, it's fake. That's not real.
Okay, because I literally was thinking, you know what dielectric grease is. You put it on your bulb and then you put your bulb in. So basically, it's like blinker grease.
So Matt, you have your 107.
Yeah.
I'm a topic jumper, aren't I? I mean, I take it off topic, then I push it back on topic. Jeez.
Good stuff. Yeah, way to bring it around full circle. Yeah, I got my 107. I got my night waiver. I got a 107.41 class C waiver, and now I'm working on a class B waiver for my area as well. So I filled out the waiver information. It really is a shot in the dark at whether or not you're going to get it. I was denied the first time on my night waiver, got it the second time I submitted it, just changed the wording up a little bit. And I was denied twice on my Class C airspace waiver.
And then what's that? What's the differentiation for a Class C?
Different airports. So you get the waiver for a specific airspace and specific airport. It doesn't work nationwide. It's just for your area. So so every single airport that you want it for, you've got to put a waiver or authorization in, and they're going to either deny it or they're going to push it through. They may call you. Basically, what they'll do is the people sitting at the magic fairyland where they're approving and denying these things, which is like 4 guys from what I heard. I'm sure there's more now, or maybe there's actually less because there's so much budget crunching going on, or budget constraints. But they will either push it to the tower for their final approval and their set of rules, or they will deny it. And then they may call you and want you to clarify some things. And if you can clarify those things with them, then they will push it through. So once the FAA guys push it through, it goes to the tower in your area. The tower, meaning the airport, they will look it over. They'll decide whether or not you are a safe operator based on what you've said your safety mitigation risks are. And then if you can safely operate near their airport under their rules, they will issue you either a waiver or an authorization. Initially, I got an authorization, which is much more restrictive than a waiver. The authorization said I had to call every single time. I could only fly in this sort of corridors where I had mapped out where I was going to fly, which was many square miles, but it was not a blanket authorization, a blanket waiver. So then the guy, his name is Scott, he was one of the guys that pushed it through. He said, why don't you go for your your waiver instead and change this wording up a little bit and see what happens. And I did it. And sure enough, another guy approved it. And then the tower approved it for Burke Lakefront Airport in Cleveland here. So it was an exhaustive process. It took like 3 months to get it all done. And then I just put one through for the main hub here. which is Hopkins. It's just a Class B airport, the big boy airport, and we'll see what happens. I have no idea. I've literally put the exact same verbiage as on my Class C, and it could get denied because it's all who gets it and if they're having a good day or not. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what's going to happen.
Interesting.
Well, I have some news from lovely Miss Natalie.
Okay.
I'm going to share the screen.
Oh, new team people?
Yeah, so they are really beefing up Team Futaba. And here we have a father-son team, Team Richter. I hear they're off the Richter scale. Sorry. My humor's getting worse as I get older. August 2017, Futaba team keeps growing, and this time we really do mean family. The father and son duo has lit up FPV racetracks across the country, and now they're bringing their skills to Team Futaba. Ron Richter and his son Jackson have been racing drones for thousands of years. Ron has picked up a couple of years at least. Ron has picked up with wins at MultiGP and locations all over the country. Together, they take tracks on all over the country. Oop, they use the same phrase twice. Anyway, that's pretty awesome. Father-son team. Get to wear the orange shirts. So speaking of Futaba, I'm going to turn this off. And
you have a lot of drafts.
I'm going to kick it back to you, Matt. You're a Futaba guy, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
What do you fly? What's your main transmitter right now?
It was the 10 CAP for many, many years, and now I have now I have the 14, the cap. Yeah, I love it. Now I have the 14 PK.
Oh, Andy said JT needs to sim it down now.
There you go. I was like, I wonder what you're laughing at. Like, now I got the 10 cap. You're like, oh yeah.
That's funny.
Happy. Yeah. Now I got.
Is that the one with the color screen?
It is not. That is the new. What is it? 16. I don't know.
NZ something.
Well, that thing's a hot tomato. I gotta tell you.
I'm looking forward to getting it for review. So.
Well, I guess that's you for sure.
Mm-hmm. Unless you want it, you want to come to the dark side and try out Futaba.
No, I'm a Spectrum guy, which I think is balancing since you're a Futaba guy and Jason's a Jetty guy.
Yeah,
so
right.
We got to cover all the bases. Now I do own. There you go. Yeah.
I was trying to get my Nicole Kidman to talk.
Ooh, Nicole Kidman lives down the street from.
Talk. What do you?
Matt, it's just embarrassing.
Make her say something.
While Matt's doing that,
damn you, talk.
We were at the movie theater and we noticed all these people stop moving, like in a wave across the movie theater, and we realized it was because Nicole Kidman and her husband, handsomest man alive.
Oh, Mr.
Guitar picker.
Shoot.
Can never remember his name. Hold on, let's see if my wife's around. Angela. No, she's not. Come on.
Oh, I know who it is.
Nicole Kidman's husband.
Gosh, she's been warning throttle high.
Anyway.
She's not talking.
That does not sound like Nicole Kidman.
Keith Urban.
That's it. So Nicole and Keith were walking through the movie, Hollywood 27. No, Green Hills movie theater. And every time when they would pass people, people froze. And then they wouldn't move. And they would watch them go by. And I watched those two people freeze the whole movie theater as they went through it. God. It was pretty cool. And Nicole, by the way, was as pretty in person as she is on TV.
Let me out of the car, Cole. Let me out of the car.
She didn't talk like this. Like
is that how they talk?
That was your transmitter.
That was what your transmitter was talking.
Yeah.
Damn it, Nicole. Shut your pie hole.
I can't get Nicole to talk. Is there any sort of thing to get this transmitter to speak when you want it to? Throttle high.
You have to go in the voice commands and assign it to certain things. Yeah.
Totally not worth it. All right, you ready? Where's the speaker on this thing? I feel like a noob.
It's by the scroll wheel on the other side. It's on the other side. It's by the screen.
Shut.
Maybe you can make your transmitter say simmer down now.
Simmer down now, please.
Simmer down now.
This is so embarrassing. It takes forever to shut off.
I do have a subscription to Amazon Web Services.
Warning, throttle high.
There you go. Did you hear?
Warning, throttle high. Simmer down now. Simmer down.
Tyrannus snipe here.
Okay.
Oh God.
Hey, Jason and I went to the Dangdo RC field. Jason, I'm cutting over to you now, bro.
Okay, buddy. Well, yeah. Well, here, let's do this. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Boom. This is a not yet released. This is probably going to come out tomorrow. I just got to do some final proofreading.
That's a weird name, the Fung Glider.
Fung glider.
Fung glider.
The Fung Glider.
So, the Multiplex Fung Glider.
Just make that G-Red. Feng Shui Glider.
Feng Shui.
See, the humor's not funny. That's what makes it funny.
It's funny because it's not.
Yeah, exactly. So Jason brought this out and showed how easily it went together and maidened it and flew it to death and proved that it was not large, flew great, had almost unlimited power, I think, and was awesome.
So check this out. This is the wing quick release. So you pull down on this little tab and it releases the teeth here, and then the wing just slides off. You just disconnect the servos and the wings pull off in 2 seconds and insert back on. And the tail is the same way. It's got a little tab right here. You press in and slide the tails off so you can break it down and fit it in a case.
Break it down now. They like using their little lead balls in the back.
They give you a little lead ball on the tail.
Oh, that's really nice.
I don't know. Multiplex glider I've seen with lead balls.
Nice little round stickers to cover it up with.
I might really market that concept.
That's a musket ball.
I call it the 45 caliber or something.
That is about a 45. That's probably a 50 cal right there, man.
Some pictures. It flies good inverted.
What is the wingspan on this little guy?
It's 50. What did I say? It's 51.18.
Does it glide?
It glides really well. Yeah, it's got a great glide ratio.
Almost
it's not
like
going to perform
warm liner
like an easy glider, but it will soar. It definitely thermals and will slope really well. But yes, it's not going to climb as well as a bigger, lighter plane, but for the size it is and for the portability, it's like great for sniffing out new slopes. If you're scared at a slope site that you might not get your plane back, you don't know what the lift's going to do, you can toss this out there. And if it's no lift, you just power up and come back. So it's perfect for those types of things.
Let me give y'all, you listeners, behind the scenes. Here's how it works. Jason will say, hey, I've got something. We have to go to the field. And then I shoot the photographs and shoot the video. And then Jason has no idea what we got until he gets home and puts an SD card in his computer. And then all you can do is pray that they're in focus and I didn't let the plane fly out of the video over and over again.
Yeah. So this is a sampling of the photos that were in focus.
Did you get some good ones? I felt like they were. Camera was hitting.
I love that shot. That's awesome right there.
That's some elevator. Oh, is that a stabilizer?
Full flying stabilizer. Yep.
Yeah. You could crop that and make it your leading image.
I do love me a stabilizer.
Yeah, they're so cool.
They are. They are so dang cool. Do they have I want a ruddervator.
There's nothing cooler than a full flying stab.
Stable rudder.
I want a whole wing. I want wings that are elevators. I want the whole wing. I mean, wings.
That's the thing. It's called Winger-On. I used to have a sailplane that was Winger-On.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't Hobbico have that?
What was that?
Didn't Hobbico have that nose altering plane? The whole nose of it went back and forth. What was that?
Oh, for the thrust vectoring?
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep. I don't remember what it was called, but yeah, I flew it. Frank Knoll let me fly it at Ceph.
Was it awkward or was it cool?
It was cool, man. You could do some crazy stuff with it.
Hey, everybody out there, I got to tell you something. If you see Frank Knoll, do not call him the grandfather of RC.
He will beat you.
Oh my God!
I didn't
even get the C part out before he made a face, and I thought he was going to come and grab me.
Yeah. Hey, Andy Ingalls said Fung Glider replaces Hot Trigger.
Fung Glider.
Fung Glider.
Simiglide. Simiglide.
Yes.
Simiglide.
So funny.
There you go. Fung Glider.
So we had a good time. We went out and there's a guy. I'll take it off you, Jason, so we can all join in our faces.
Should be, yeah.
There's a guy named Peter, and he is usually there. Peter is a producer and's produced everyone you've ever heard of. So he's always out there flying. Then the Lone Star Guitar Tech was out there again, and He was flying. Oh, I was going to say it was a Horizon Fest. I looked around and all but maybe one or two planes at the airfield were Horizon airplanes.
Man, does that just go to show you that they own the market? They're like the DJI of fixed wing. If you will.
Yeah, these were all like small size planes, nothing gigantic.
Yeah. Go to an indoor fly-in, and the amount of people bring in those folding, like I had that folding wheelbarrow, or excuse me, the folding pull-in thing. You know what I'm talking about? The wagon? Wagon, not a wheelbarrow. The folding freaking wagon they're filled with UMX planes. I mean, it's just so many of them. It's like, it's sickening.
All right, we're stuck on Zoom somehow. I don't know why.
I switched over to Matt.
There you go.
You start poking on people's faces, and then it starts getting stuck.
Yeah, don't poke.
Well, it's stuck on the stream. It's not stuck in ours, but it's stuck in the stream.
It should switch.
It's working for me.
I'm now going to go to Jason Cole. I'm going to present Jason. Jason, didn't you get an airplane in the mail, or was that Matt?
I did. Yeah, right. Speaking of park flyers, check it out, yo. It's the new version of the Ultra Micro T28.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to go and check the door. If you got that today, I might have some.
Kudos to Andy Engel for the Lion's Den reference. That was pretty dang good. The Stimaglide sounds like something you get at the Lion's Den. That is really, really funny.
So this is actually a reference plane for aerobatic pilots to do ground flying.
To put a stick on it?
Yeah.
Look at that. I like that one, man. I am a sucker for a yellow T-28.
And I'm excited to fly it.
It's going to be fun. And do you have one of those little AR, those little FPV all-in-one units? Don't you?
I kind of, yeah. Oh man, yeah, I could put that right on the nose.
1100, or put it around top of the cockpit.
It's not very flat. I'd have to cut in. I think it's hollow in there too.
No. Just use the tape, man. Just use the clear tape that I use all the time.
Oh, it doesn't. This is not very flat. I don't think it's going to fit too well on there.
Oh yeah.
That's really rounded.
Hey, get another cockpit hatch, and then cut it. Yeah. See, now I'm giving you all these weird ideas.
It's not a hatch. It's the whole fuselage top is one molded piece.
Oh yeah, I see that.
But yeah, I think right at the base of the windshield, and then maybe you move the battery farther back to CG it. But that would be cool. But I'm assuming it's going to fly great. I haven't flown it yet. I just got it. So
got a gymnasium nearby?
Actually, our church has a pretty good sized gym, so I'm gonna see if I can get in there and fly it indoors as well as outdoors for the video.
We're busy having the Houston rain here right now.
Yeah, it's nasty out.
It was crazy.
Oh, you guys getting some remnants?
It rained so hard it woke me up. I was trying to figure out what that noise was.
And your creek floods.
Yeah, so I spent yesterday, or I guess last week, redoing the door stops for this very reason.
I was to stop presenting.
So I'm supposed to be getting the Commander, and I just checked. It's not outside. Maticus Gunnicus, you're getting the what?
I'm getting the Inductrix Pro FPV, and I'm getting the UMX F-27 Striker FPV.
Yeah. So we have shipments coming.
I'm going to put that Striker through its paces. I'm literally going to get under some trees and see how close I can get this thing proximity flying.
Nice.
That's what I like to do.
Well, I would say next week, if you got your bird in, Jason, I expect my plane to show up. And so maybe next week we'll be at the field again, and we'll have more to talk about, more photos and more videos. I saw that you got your video on your review, Jason, but we didn't actually hit the play button.
Well, yeah. We've got to save some things for the review. You can watch the review tomorrow on RCGroups.com.
I like the way you're stinking. Hey, .com. We have some. I put up a story that it came to me through Facebook, and that's not my normal channel, and it lingered. And I apologize to Nikolai Zinsley, who was on with us last week, who was talking about the eclipse but his story is live now. So be sure to go to rcgroups.com.
Keep going.
And go check it out. You can see all his photos and everything you get on that feature on rcgroups.com, the world's largest and most active website.
Network.
We're
a network of multiple sites. You know this stuff, man.
You know, I act this way all the time, and I think my wife is tired of it.
You know, I never tire of it.
20 years. I've been acting a fool.
She's put up with your nonsense, is what you're trying to say.
Jason, what are you thinking about? Looks like you're thinking about something.
I was actually replying to a user in site suggestions and complaints.
Are you really working on the site?
Yeah.
We were
while
stuck.
We're live.
We were stuck on your face that whole time. I realized.
Are you serious? Oh, hey everybody. That's
Yeah,
why
you're mouthing. You're like, I am not a communist.
Yeah, sometimes you got to multitask, man. You got to wear a lot of hats in this job.
Well, tell us what you wrote. What did you reply?
Well, a user posted that he thinks he was scammed in the classifieds. He said he responded to it. And tell me what you guys think. I have an opinion on this, and you tell me what you think.
That brings me, yeah. Okay.
So this guy came to an agreement with a seller, paid the guy, and then in a PM, the seller responded to the buyer saying, hey, I've got a buddy here locally that wants it, so the deal's off. And so he's thinking he's getting scammed because of that, and he's mad about it.
Okay.
So,
he paid like via PayPal.
yeah.
So the guy refunded his money and said sorry.
I'm asking that question. Did you get a refund? Because if you did, it can't be a scam.
Right.
You know, so pointing them out. So, but I think people get caught up like it's a contractual agreement or something. If you make a deal with somebody and even send them money for a product.
Can I talk about my same situation?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about you, and I'll chime in after you talk, Matt, because I have thoughts on your situation.
Okay, so I sold an item, and I said free shipping, and then I said free shipping only inside the continental United States.
U.S., right?
That's what I say for everything.
And it was on your selling post.
It was said it right there, and so this guy says, "Hey, will you do it for?" This item was $70, let's say. I can't remember. And he says, "Hey, will you do it? Will you sell it for 50?" So right off the bat, he's trying to, and it had been sitting for a while. And I said, "No, but I'll sell it for 60." So we went and swapped back and forth. And I'm doing this on my phone, right? And he says, "Great." And I said, and then he said, "Okay, cool. By the way, I live in Canada." And I'm like, oh. So that was it. So then 5 minutes later, before I even replied back to the guy, some guy said, "I'll take it." And so I sold it. And I didn't get a chance to hit him back yet. And he got so angry at me for canceling the contractual obligation. And I said, "It's not a contract. No money exchange hands." And he was very, very, very upset.
Here's what I was in on that because he gave you negative trader feedback over and over and over again.
He kept hitting me with negative trader feedback.
And so the rule is you can't leave feedback unless a transaction occurred. The transaction, now, is that defined what the transaction is? Typically, it's if money is exchanged and then usually, almost always, the product is then in your house. That's a transaction. So, Matt, what I have to say is I don't ship to Canada ever. When I had Billy Hell RC, every shipment to Canada was held for a week to 2 weeks before they would let it out. Yeah. Or it never, I would just lose money. And so one day I said, that's it for me. If a guy came to me and offered me a low ball and I took it and then they said I'm in Canada, I too would have done exactly what you did.
Well, he called me. He literally, I'm not going to show any of the email or any of the PMs back and forth, but I tried to take the high road and I was very nice to him. And he said he found my actions disgusting and I have no morals. And I'm like, holy moly. And I said, disgusting, no morals. You sound like my ex-wife. But I'm not second married. I was just pretending.
Yeah.
But he didn't like that.
See, I think as the buyer, it's your stuff. Even if he had sent you money, you obviously, if you didn't want to sell to him, that's your choice. You have the freedom to make that choice, whether you still want to sell it to him or not.
Refund the payment if you don't.
Of course, you would refund the money. You wouldn't keep his money, but it's not a contractual agreement. You're two guys saying, hey, I'll buy this from you for this amount. Okay, cool. Here's the money. Okay, here's the stuff. And you ship it. But if you get a better offer, if it's somebody locally wants to buy it and you don't want to worry about packing and shipping and dealing with that hassle,
it's your toy. It's your toy to do with as you
have
please
that
until
choice
it gets into his hands and you get the money and things, go that direction.
And
I agree.
And let me say to everyone out there, I see it all the time. There's going to be new guys. They're going to have 0 trader rating. I get that somehow they're going to have to build up a trader rating. We all had to do it, but I don't buy from anyone with a 0 trader rating. And
I'm scared about selling to anybody with a 0 trader rating, but I do it. And I've sold a lot of stuff. You guys have sold a lot of stuff. But buying from a 0 trader rating would be bad for me. I would.
And when you do that, or any transaction, as we state on the site, never gift. If somebody says, I have a 0 trader rating and I want you to send your money gift, that should send off every red alarm that you are now giving your money away to a guy you never met before.
Or Western
and
Union.
By the way, I've had people gift stuff to me when they purchased it just to save me on the PayPal fee. They must trust me because I'm an editor with RC Groups.
Right.
So I'll say, the object is $100 and here's my PayPal. And then they'll say, hey, they'll send it and it'll be gifted friends and family. And I'm like, man, thanks a lot. That's really nice of you. Expect some good feedback on your end. But you don't have to do that. That's what I'm saying. That is not advisable.
You reply back, thanks for the gift. Now give me the $100 for this item.
So
you want to talk about screwing up your reputation.
If you use the gift option and then they do something, you have no
recourse.
You can't go back and get it fixed. Let me say the flip side of a sale. I've had this happen enough to me to make me wary. You sell a quadcopter to somebody for $200. I generally will sit on that money for at least a week or two. I don't just immediately go buy whatever it is I needed the money for, because I have had people, they've come back. Like one time I took the prop guards off of a really nice quad so it would fit in the box, and then put the screws on so we knew where they went. The guy didn't put the prop guards back on, tightened the screws up, and the screws were long for the prop guards, and then he smoked every motor. So then I just said, keep it, and I'll refund all your money.
Oh, that was actually nice of you. But that is a situation where you would lose. PayPal always, and same with eBay, they like to err to the side of the buyer and not the seller.
Yeah.
They always do that, man, unless there's concrete evidence. PayPal, what is it called where arbitration, where they get involved, is the most painful thing I've ever done next to getting a root canal. It is like submitting paperwork, waiting for these random people that are probably paid $6 an hour to look at your case and to look at the facts only and to say, this person said this. And in your situation, Jim, I'm sure they would have erred on the side of the buyer.
Well, me doing that. In fact, I'm remembering different. He bought new motors and I gave him 100 out of 2. I gave him 100 back. And so he was happy with that. Plus, it doesn't hurt to be the admin of the site. They know that we're not out to get anybody, or that we're shiesty or fly-by-night accounts. And by the way, man, you got to watch out for fly-by-night accounts. If they're a low post count, if they have low trader rating, watch out, because I do it all the time. And by that, I mean, I ban accounts.
You fly by night all the time.
I fly by night all the time. No, I'll see accounts and I'll be like, oh, I don't know about that. And I'll go check I can do things you can't as the admin, and I'll go check an IP. And sometimes it comes back to a dude that's been banned, and I ban him again to protect you guys from him. But you got to protect yourself and just be super careful who you're buying from.
Amen, man. It's like, even though we have the safety set up in place and we have sets of rules, it's still the Wild West out there, even with regards to our safe classified section. It's very safe, but it's the law of numbers. You have so many people trading there's a bad apple every once in a while.
And they do it for a job. You know, they're out there scamming money for real. I bought a non-RC related product a week ago and did not hear back from this guy at all after I paid the money. And so I had his phone number for some reason. And I said, if you don't reply to me, I'm going to PayPal. I'm going to contact PayPal and get a refund today by 5 o'clock. And that dude was back on the email sending me pictures that things were going out. So
see, yeah,
that's how you do.
And a lot of times these are honest people that just are being lazy and not shipping out on time. Heck, I'm guilty of waiting a few days on an instance before I ship. You get busy, you forget to go to the post office, but I always ship out, and I'm pretty 99% of the time I'm trying to ship the next day.
Yeah. When I get an order, it's my number one thing is to get it in a box and get it out of here. And usually everything I sell is pre-boxed. So all I have to do is print out a label and drive the post office.
You want to talk about not the other end of that spectrum is trying to sell like an RC boat or trying to sell a large airplane. I will go to these cardboard manufacturing facilities here in Cleveland and buy sheets the size of sheets of plywood of cardboard, and I'll make my own boxes. And I did that when I sold my Z3 Zephyr spade. I had to make a box for it. There was no box that could fit that thing. I mean, the box was the size of one of those bicycle crate boxes. You know what I'm saying?
How did you get it there in one piece?
Oh, I shipped it FedEx, the only way to ship. The world's largest and most active RC shipping network. FedEx is really good. I have a FedEx account. I do it all in the house. I measure it, weigh it, all that good stuff, and then take it and drop it off. It's the easiest way. And they're pretty fair on pricing too. I found that usually FedEx is $8 to $10 cheaper than UPS.
Yeah, it's all about the DHL here.
Oh, you like DHL?
It's much less expensive than the other two on certain things. Just depends on what it is.
Well, speaking of big stuff, NASPRO's coming up at the end of the month. So all the airplanes that I have not flown will be on the grass. And so that's how I sell my big stuff. I try never to ship it.
Yeah.
I hear you. I might go to FPV Fest.
I thought you were going to NASPRO. I thought you were hanging out with me and
I want to. Is that the same weekend as FPV Fest?
September 20th it starts, which is like a Wednesday.
What?
September 20th.
No, this is way before that.
So it's just so you know, keeping in the world of RC, I went to the AMA site. I filled out the sanctioned event contract. I added the landowner on as extra insured and spent $55, and I'll get a certificate in the PDF, actually not in the mail, that I'll print out and have with me on the grounds and give to the owner. And so that makes the whole thing legit and covered by the AMA. Yeah, that's part of the AMA right there. If I did not have the AMA, the owner of that field would not let us have that event there.
Yeah.
Yay for the AMA.
Shirts. Going to start printing tomorrow for the Pro Bro. Lots of Pro Bro stuff about to happen. All right, everybody. Well, I believe we've hit the end of the road. We're out of blinker fluid for this show. We need to get
muffler oil needs changing.
Yep.
Anywho.
So I'm Jim T. Graham, your host. Let me click over here. We want to thank all our users, Matt RC, Andy Engel for keeping Matt Gunn straight.
Yeah, that's what you call it.
Boy, Andy's really talking in this thing over here. Lucas, all our live guys that are hanging out with us, we surely appreciate you. And everyone in the future that's listening to us on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, I think we're going to get to announce 14,000 subscribers here in a little bit. So
awesome.
Nice.
Moving that way. And I haven't looked at how many views, but we're in the millions of views at this point. So
we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah. JC, thank you for the time.
Peace, brother, man.
Matt Gunn, tell your wife that I said, hey.
It's not how you end this conversation.
Tell her that you guys got to really think about that Nashville move.
Oh, man, that could go either way. Oh, well. All right, y'all.
Simmer down now.
Simmer down. Just check your simmer. Check it often.
I'm going to get some iced tea.
And I will see you guys at the Lion's Den.